So we've just taken the clamps off the body blank now, and we're just going to give it a quick sand just to get rid of some of these glue residue marks and that. Then we're going to put our template back on and we'll redraw on the shape then. So we'll just press on ahead now and just very quickly give this a quick sand. So we've just put our template back on and we've just drawn on our neck pocket, our pickup cavities and control cavities, etc., our output jack, and where our arm contour is going to be. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set up our drill press and we'll drill down our neck pocket and our cavities as much as we can. Just drill them out to depth, and then we'll put our template back on and we'll route that all out as much as we can. So we're going to do a lot of this, as we've said before on other projects, while we still have a nice big square blank to work with, and the router has a good surface to lie on, that we're not trying to go over small angles or anything. So once we have all those cavities done, then we'll move on from there. So we're just about to take our body blank over to the drill press to start drilling out these cavities here. And just to show you a little trick that I use is we put some depth marks along the side of the body blank. So we've got 20mm, 16mm and 35mm marked here. And so it means when we're over at the drill press, we don't have to constantly keep going back and measuring depths and stuff like that. We can always just check along the side here that from the top to this point is 16mm from when we're doing our various different cavities and that, and it just helps and speed things up a little bit, so we always know exactly what depth we're going to be going down, and we can always just double check with this handy little chart on the side. So we'll go over to the drill press now and we'll start to hog out some of this material. So as we said, just over at the drill press here, we've got our handy little chart here, and we can just use that as a guide to know exactly how far down into the body the drill bit will go without having to constantly measure and stuff like that. So we'll just start to hog away this material now. So we're just realising that even though I've got a massive drill press with quite a deep throat on it, we can't actually get into these centre cavities because the body blank is so large. So we're just going to go over to the bandsaw and we're just going to very quickly trim off these side pieces. Just to get us started, it'll just let the drill sit in a little bit more and we should be able to get more of these central holes. So we'll just very quickly bandsaw those two pieces off and then go back to the drill press. So we've got all our holes drilled now, and we've just used a chisel as well to take off some of the extra big pieces. So what we're going to do next is we'll reattach our template, and then we'll use our router and we'll just take off a small amount of all the cavities just to create a little lip on the inside, so we can then take the template off and just have the router sitting flush on the body, and we'll route everything down then to the correct depth. So that's our next task is going to be, we'll attach the template again and we'll just start to form a lip around the entire surface. So that's our template reattached now, and we'll just go ahead and start to route out the lip for our cavities. So apologies for the noise, there's a dryer going on in the background, but we've done our first bit of routing now, and we've just gone down a few mil in all the cavities, as we said, creating like a lip just on the inside of them all that you can just see here. So what that means is we can now take the template off, so we don't have to worry about any damage happening to that, and then we already have an established line, so we can start to route again and start going down to our correct depth using the line we've just cut as our new template instead of the template itself. So we'll just pop the template off and then we can continue routing. So now that we've done a couple of passes with the router, we've got our neck pocket almost at the depth we want, and we're going to adjust it of course when we have the neck ready to go. And we've done our 3 pickup routes here, they're down to the depth we want, but we're going to have to move on to using a longer router bit. So we just put a longer one in to allow us to get to the full depth for our control cavity and for our output jack here. So thank you, Ryer, for stopping. So we'll just go on and we'll start to route this down roughly to about here, and just going down to the full depth we want. And again, we're using our guide that we put on the front here so we can work out our depth. We can hang our router off the edge here and make sure it's going down to the exact depth that we need. So we'll just press on ahead now with that, some more routing, and we'll bring you back when that's all done. So that's pretty much all our internal routing done anyway. We've got our pickup cavities, we've got our output control jack, and as you can see we've got a step down here where it goes deeper for our controls, and we've got our neck pocket here, and might have to go a little bit deeper with that. We'll have to double check when after we've made the neck. And so with the body, the next step that is going to be we'll now bandsaw out as much of it as we can, try to go as close to the line as we can. We'll put the template back on and then we'll start to route around the outside to get the exact body shape we want.